Right now, we're going to start with Trevor Bauer, as there was news that came out today that the Dodgers are interested in him. And if the Dodgers needed any more pitching, I mean, I guess they do. So they're going to go out and try to get Trevor Bauer. I mean, this would just to me be completely insane if they were able to land Bauer, especially like Bauer. He's a type of guy that I feel like he wants to go to an underdog and make a team good. Like if he went to the Dodgers, that would just be, I don't know if it's a cop out, but it almost is a cop out for him going into a great rotation. And I don't think he ends up doing it. But when I saw that on my phone, and I was just like, oh, no, they won't. Because that's just like, oh, I mean, my mind was like, oh, like if they do that, crazy.
But I feel like it honestly wouldn't be that shocking if it even happened. I just feel like Trevor Bauer is such a crazy player that he'd be like, "Oh, they're interested in me? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that." He is one of the game's most interesting players, and honestly, it seems like the Dodgers are kind of kicking the tires on just about everyone. Like there were rumors that they were exploring a Nolan Arenado trade, as if their current roster isn't enough. Like I just I guess it's good to see a team that finally gets that taste of winning and then doesn't sell out. Like there are teams that are still spending that money, still making active moves, and I really think that that's a good thing for baseball.
No, yeah, I mean, for sure. I feel like baseball right now, it's very top heavy, and then you have just everyone else. And this would be like, it's great that the Dodgers, they keep doing their thing, and like that would be good. But I feel like you want other teams to get good players like Bauer. And, I mean, do the Dodgers need Bauer? Do they need Arenado? Like, no, like they don't. And I know they're going to try and go out to get them. And hey, they should do their due diligence. Maybe they get a good deal on some of these guys. But like, I mean, if they added a Bauer, I mean, a guy that had a 1.7 ERA last year, he's just that ace type attitude. You add him with Kershaw, like to me, that's just insane. And I would rather see him with, I mean, a lot of other teams than the Dodgers. Basically, the only teams I would want to see him less on is a team like the Nationals or the Phillies or like the Yankees for me as a Mets fan. Like that would be the only teams worse. I mean, when you look at all these other teams, Angels, Mets, and Giants of all teams are interested in on him as well. And I would definitely like those teams to go after him. Obviously, the Mets, I would love if he can go to the Mets here. I'm a big fan of Trevor Bauer. I think he's a guy an ace guy. Like, I feel like you give him the ball anytime, and he's going to try to win you a game. I love that attitude. I think he actually ends up going to the Angels, though. I feel like he definitely has, like, that West Coast type vibe. And I feel like the Angels, like, trying to steal a spotlight from the Dodgers. I feel like he's the type of guy to do that. You said, like, he's kind of just a little quirky, and I feel like that's kind of the position for him.
Wait, so you're telling me you'd rather see him? I agree that the Angels are the best fit, but going back to the NL West, you'd rather see him sign with the Giants than the Dodgers?
Yeah, I would.
Oh,
I mean, I know it doesn't really add to them. Like, I mean, but maybe that makes him more competitive in that division. And I don't know. Yeah, I would rather see him on a team that's at least fringe. Like, I mean, I know the Giants were not good last year, but I mean, maybe adding Bauer would really help them.
the
I don't know.
Dodgers checking in on guys like Bauer and continuing to make moves is the reason why we have a team like the Padres doing what they're doing now. Like I
Sure.
really do think that good teams staying good is very good thing for baseball, and the White Sox are making those moves and the Padres are doing that. And then you've got the Yankees doing nothing, and if they don't win, it's because it's the lack of those moves while the rest of the league gets better.
No, I do agree with that, but I don't know. But then you have teams like the Cubs. Like they're a team that's just shipping off Yu Darvish basically as salary dump. You talk about the Rays; they did the same thing with Blake Snell. That's something that like I want the players, like especially when you talk about really good players, like they should try to keep their stars. Like even Francisco Lindor with the Indians, and I know that the Mets were the big beneficiary of it, but like teams should be able to retain their best player. Like if that doesn't happen, I think you have issues, and that's just kind of my main thing there. And I feel like stars should try to, I don't know. Everyone going to the Dodgers seems almost like a cop out, and to me, it's worse for the league. It's worse for just the competitive nature of the league.
Yeah, but Blake Snell and Yu Darvish are both under contract. Like, it's not like they
True.
weren't being like they couldn't retain ownership of these guys. They were under contract. They decided to pay these guys. And if it's not going to be the teams that they initially signed for, teams like the Padres are going to say, yeah, we'll pay good players legitimate money that they deserve. Like it's not the Dodgers and Padres' fault that other teams are sitting pat right now.
No, it's not their fault. I just like I would almost penalize the other teams that are just not that like. It means that's something that I don't know.